So in this module, it will be yet another high-level orientation of key aspects related to managing in our terrific schools. This work was based on focus groups, interviews, trying to get a sense of what information could we impart on the new academic manager. So even though we have provided this information for you, please check with the people around you, in your schools, in your departments, to get a really good, strong sense of how you do it specifically in your area. So I guess if we take a look here, first of all, we've got that academic organizational chart to refer to. This is through the HR portal. You'll see this on the portal tour. You've seen it in the previous module. Just click on here to get a sense of where does everyone fit in and who reports to whom. Also, we're going to include this resource for you in this curriculum. It's the school contact list. It will change probably regularly, so I would highly recommend you go to your own area and find out where the link is so that you can access it immediately. But just know that this resource is available for you as well, because there's a lot of people to figure out where they are, how they fit in, and who they are. So looking at the staffing area within your section, you've got full-time faculty, non-full-time faculty. You're going to have support staff, possibly full-time, part-time, and you may have administrative staff in your area as well. So realizing that there are collective agreements that will determine how a lot of the work is done. And and as it was outlined in the human resource module of this curriculum, be sure to familiarize yourself with the collective agreements and our recruiting, hiring, and performance management practices. Speak to your colleagues, your peers, your human resource consultant, and our labor relations consultant to gain further insights into the HR practices and how we can make this all work smoothly. So as an academic manager, you're going to want to become familiar with the standard workload formula, or the SWIF, one of our many exciting acronyms that we use around the college. You'll hear about people being SWIFting. This is a collaborative process that could involve one or more academic managers and the academic planner and a faculty member, and everyone just plans out the number of teaching hours and what does that look like. It's based on a whole formula of items. What type of course is it? What is the marking load? Is it a new prep for the faculty member? Just so many factors to consider in calculating this SWIFT formula. But it is required for each faculty member during the semester. So be sure to get some coaching on how to put one together, how it works. There will be people in your area that are very familiar with the process. As you can see here, we have some links on the portal for you that you could click on and make use of. Also, we're including a couple of templates as resource. This is one example, the annotated SWF form that one academic manager provided for me. Another academic manager provided this Excel spreadsheet where you can actually plug in the numbers and it will do calculations for you. So there are different formats and forms out there. This SWIFting concept it's universal. It's used in colleges, universities, so it's a very familiar process. But how you work it out in your area may have some specific nuances to it. So again, just talk to the people in your area. With all of these different work groups, there are going to be different probation periods. So here's a bit of an indicator as to what those those probation times are. But again, verify and check with the people around you, because there is some flexibility with some probation factors. So you're going to want to be familiar with how that all works. The other thing we want to touch on is just the fact that there is an employee performance process, a conversation that is held with your employees to obviously enhance performance, to provide feedback. And just like other organizations that you will have worked at, we really don't want to have this conversation only once a year or once a period just to spring it on them. There should be no surprises in that conversation. So as you'll see here from this guideline, the conversation, it'll tie into our values, it will tie into our strategic goals. There's a cycle involved with it. When it's done, it's very comprehensive. But it doesn't have to be long and scary. The idea with having the performance conversation is just the check-in, providing feedback with that employee as to what you're observing, allowing them an opportunity to articulate what they see from their perspective. What's working, what could be improved, and what would be the plan on to making that improvement happen. So as you'll see here, we're going yet once again back to the portal to show you that there are a variety of templates and forms available to help you facilitate this process. Do reach out for help if there's any question you have in this process, and people will be there to support you with that. So, as you may guess, the academic world is tied very closely to the Registrar's office. The Registrar's office, it is about enrollment, it's about filling classes, but it's much more than that. The enrollment process is tied directly to our budgeting process, so that's something we have to keep in mind as well. So regular meetings are held between the Registrar's office and the schools to ensure that the communication, the needs, the expectations are all met in real time for all parties. So in general terms, the Registrar's office will help providing information, they will manage the application process, and they help in actually getting the students here. So it's a very integrated process that involves several areas to make this all happen. There is the application cycle. These groups meet 5 times per year. The schools, the academic areas, the Registrar's office, they're meeting regularly to make sure that they are sharing the information that's required and that things are accurate and, again, just the latest information that's available. Domestic and international procedures, there are some similarities, many similarities, but there are also some unique differences. So you'll find that the Registrar's office has a specialization in managing enrollments with the international community. So just get a feel for how that works and how that relates to your area. Enrollments, they're really about predictions, projections, targets, and expectations. So you're looking at short-term trends to get a sense for how many students you'll be able to take, how many students are available in the market. There's a long-term approach. So in helping you calculate these trends, both institutional research, or in the short-term scope perhaps, and academic quality and strategic integration, folks will help you with some of the longer-term forecasting and trends. But ultimately, it boils down to collaboration and partnerships, whether the report is 3 months old or 1 year old, or it's a 5-year report. The whole notion is trying to get a sense for what the trends are, how much space do we have, how can we fill the classes. I suspect it's much like filling an airplane. You have all kinds of factors working, and you're giving it's a little bit of science, it's a little bit of art, to try and have a meeting of the minds to figure out how you're going to fill these classes and what that looks like. So it is a pretty complex process, but it's done all the time, and our players here are familiar with that process, so they'll help you every step of the way. Looking again at institutional research, there are various tools that will help you make informed decisions as you're doing your daily, monthly, and yearly activities. The Business Intelligence Library, you can see here a snapshot of the dashboard. It provides a lot of information for you to help you make those informed decisions. So applications, confirmations, enrollment, all of these aspects, you can go to the Business Intelligence Library to get some up-to-date information on how that works. Things such as the key performance indicator surveys, we really like to know the feedback on the work that we're doing, how are we perceived by students in the marketplace. And so surveys of all kinds are available to help us get a sense of what people are thinking about us and what successes we're achieving, and also to get a feel for what areas we want to improve in. Retention, you're going to hear a lot of talk about retention. It's great to get them into the college, but we have to make sure once they're here that we're able to hold on to them. Some students land into a wrong program the first time, or perhaps they're in a position in their lives that coming to school is extra challenging. There are an immense number of resources and support areas to help with retention and to help keep students in the classroom. And if they made a mistake and maybe they're not in the best program for them, we can maybe help them retool and discover that maybe there's a different program that's more suitable for you. So we really take this seriously, getting them here and keeping them here. We also have the student feedback surveys. You'll hear the term SFS, which just is another form of survey from students to get a handle on how are we doing, are things functioning the way that a student would like to see it, what recommendations do they have. All of this information just helps us with quality and helps us with our game and to keep on top of things. As you can see from this shot, our counseling accessibility portal, very comprehensive, and student success is very comprehensive here. Student services, student success, we're all about trying to get people in the right path at the right pace, looking at accessibility, looking at all types of supports that will make the student successful. So we tell faculty here that they have a responsibility to help the students with their responsibilities, but that nobody is alone here. If there are some challenging situations in the classroom, we do have incredible supports available to help faculty members and to help students be successful. You're going to see a podcast also in this curriculum that describes the program Health Tool. Donna will do a great job of giving you a high-level overview of what the program Health Tool is and how it supports all the elements that we're trying to achieve here. The Center for Academic Excellence, or affectionately known as CAE, these folks are all about quality, and they're here to not only make sure that our quality is up to standard so that when we are audited by the ministry that we get our usual glowing report, but they also help with program review, they help with course development, curriculum modification, prior learning assessments, e-learning, program advisory committees. They get to know the CAE, get to know some of the key people you'll be working with there, because they are of immense help to make your program successful and to help really translate some of the jargon into everyday language so that your employees can achieve the goals that we're all setting out to achieve. Center for Research and Innovation is an area you'll want to become familiar with. It works with industry and community partners and with Fanshawe researchers to develop innovative research projects and programs, and it serves as a college liaison to external funders as well. So just remember that the research is getting stronger at the college, and there is an area to support you with that function. You'll be hearing lots about Innovation Village, which is somewhat of a new initiative at the college. The college realized that there was lots of innovation going on in the classroom and in all of our departments, and I think that we've all wanted to be known as the innovative college, I think informally, and that was brought forward into some focus groups. And to speak to this respect for innovation, a whole initiative was created, which will integrate different types of learning, not just in the classroom, but real live applied learning through innovation and through collaboration. So we'll have more information on the Innovation Village. It's really just in its planning stages, and it will be rolling out in the not too distant future. We also have an Institute of Indigenous Learning. The First Nations Center is critical in helping get our First Nations students into the college. And again, we're looking at success rates, looking at ways to keep Indigenous students engaged and successful, and to that end, we're educating all of the staff and faculty as to what that looks like as well. So these are other important factors to keep in mind. Organizational development and learning is also a good source of support for you. We offer a teaching and learning website for faculty. We have Fanshawe Learns, which is the portal, the learning portal for employees. We provide workshops, open houses. There's an unconference, which is more of an unstructured type of conference where you can just show up. We provide learning communities throughout the college. We offer support for retreats, providing workshops, and we have lots of faculty development programs. So basically, that's a very high-level overview of some of the factors to be thinking about. Hopefully, this segment will allow you to weigh in on what things you've heard about so far, what questions you need to ask moving forward. It's a very fast-paced environment, lots to learn, but we're all here to help make that happen.